This film from our reporter James Longman contains graphic conversations that you might not want young children to hear, and it lasts around 13 minutes.
If I know the guy's got the money, and if I see the wallet's loaded, that's when I start using my gift up the gap, and I walk away with a lot of money.
It's seedy and it's not what you want. I want to be very proud of it, but I'm not proud of the association that Holbeck has got of being a red light district.
Sex working is a dangerous game anyway, and you don't know who you're going to come across. You can get a nice guy one minute, then you can get a guy who's extremely violent the next minute.
It was just an awful day. It's one of those things, like you kind of know that potentially it's going to happen on your patch.
You know, you think to myself, is he going to kill you? It's always in my head. It's a dangerous game, that, you know, it's not worth the risk.
Selling sex. It's not actually illegal to do that in the UK, but it is illegal to solicit, that's offering sex in a public place. In a suburb of Leeds, there is, for the first time, an area which allows sex workers to walk the streets without being arrested. It's what's called the managed approach, an area controlled by the police and the council. Around 40 women work here regularly, a mixture of migrant and British sex workers, and they have to be over 18.
I think I'm all ready now. Just waiting on kettle now. They asked me for a blowjob, it would be 30. Then if they wanted sex, it would be 40. If they wanted both, I say to them, if you know your maths, add it up. That's the price. And if they want to come back to my house, it's extras. I tell them it's cheaper to go for the hour because I charge 100 quid.
On average, how many men would you see in one night?
I see a few. Friday night I did 7 guys. I walked over 300 quid. I don't want my kids don't know what I do. When they get older and they say, how did my mummy die? Yeah, sorry love, she was a prostitute. It's not nice, is it?
Can I ask what you need the money for?
I like me crack.
And how often do you use that?
Every day, love. I'll give it up one day, but I've got a lot of issues to sort out first. Because I take drugs, they help me cope, to be honest, you know what I mean? It's just to block out everything.
This part of town just seems to me pretty industrial. It's got a lot of office buildings, a lot of big warehouses. It seems quite busy. We are quite close to Leeds city centre. Traditionally, sex workers in this part of town worked across the whole of Holbeck, and the idea is to bring them down from those areas where there are families and children to make sure that they're working in places where businesses would operate during the day but are not operating at night.
It's just that every time you drive to the end of the road, you see street prostitutes plying for trade. They will eye you up, not particularly offensive, but what is offensive is the debris that's left behind from from their nefarious activities, which is used condoms, drugs paraphernalia. I don't disagree with any scheme in principle that supports the safeguarding of vulnerable people, and street sex workers clearly are extremely vulnerable people. I don't agree with the manner in which the council and the police have gone about it, because it's forced the problem onto us.
Night falls and work begins in the managed area.
Are you right, darling? Yeah, you. Yeah.
That was another lady.
Yeah. That's a client there. I mean, obviously you can see there's no houses here, do you know what I mean?
Talk to him?
No, darling.
He's not for you.
No, because I've seen him before. He tries to get it for a tenner or a fiver. And he knows I'm not like that. I charge a lot, you see. I tell them to pay for steak, they get steak, they pay for mince, they get mince. I was badly beaten and raped when I was pregnant. It was 2 years ago now.
And it was here in Leeds?
Yeah.
On these streets here?
It happened on the back street down there. He was a vicious man. He was just literally, he's serving a 10-year prison sentence.
The area that allows Chelsea to work is controversial and could be scrapped. It's under review this month. In a statement, Safer Leeds, which is the police and council partnership, told us, "The work we've done so far has shown reduced levels of complaints in residential areas where it was previously a problem. It's seen a significant increase in sex workers reporting crimes committed against them and accessing support services. We are listening to concerns raised by businesses and the local community."
We've seen 9 tonight in a really short period of time, actually, because we haven't been out too long. Normally over, let's say, a 3-hour outreach, we might see around 12.
Alongside the authorities, charities like Basis work to keep the women safe. Emily is a caseworker and spends many evenings in Holbeck.
We drive around in the managed area and outside of it as well, actually, to see if there's any women working, and we can offer them a hot drink, condoms, some food, some gloves, a safety alarm, those kinds of things, and just check people are okay and there's nothing they're worried about. We can take reports from women as well if there's anything suspicious or anything they feel concerned about.
What's been the difference to this area?
The difference to this area is, firstly and foremostly, the women have a really much better relationship with the police.
Campaigners say the area has made women more willing to come forward with issues they face. Before the approach was adopted, sex workers reported only 26% of incidents to the police. After the pilot scheme came into force, reports were up to 51%.
What was it like before? Sex work still happened in this area before we had a managed approach, but it was hidden, and we wouldn't necessarily know where people were.
Last year, one woman was killed inside the managed area. Daria Pionko was 21 and a sex worker from Poland. She was attacked and later died in hospital.
She was really funny, just a really friendly girl. The police rang me at 7 o'clock in the morning to tell me that somebody had died, and I just remember I just went cold. We won't forget her. It was just an absolute tragedy.
A murder like this might tell people that having a managed area isn't safe. What would you say to that?
It's not completely safe. That's right, it's not completely safe. But it's definitely safer, and what happened, I believe, as a result of the managed area and the trust now between the girls and the police, people were coming forward, like girls were coming forward, punters were coming forward.
It's a busy night in Holbeck. Cars continue to circle, free from police interference. We did try and speak to some of the men picking up women, but no one would talk.
Hi, Chelsea. Well done. How are you doing?
Who's that?
Have you got everything you need? Do you need any more condoms or anything?
Yeah. No, I've got lots of condoms,
Fab.
thank you.
So that's your night finished?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
How'd you do?
Me? I do excellent, love, every night.
How much money did you make tonight?
150.
£150? And you've been gone, what, an hour or something?
Yeah, it doesn't take me long to make money, love.
So can I ask how many men you met this evening?
3?
In an hour?
Yeah.
So do you play by the rules of the managed area?
I do, yeah, but a car actually just dropped me off down there, so I've had to walk this way.
And that's not allowed, is it?
No, but he dropped me out there because he said he had to go straight up back into town. Because you're meant to be discreet.
Yeah.
Basically, you can't do it somewhere like that.
And what would you do if they got rid of it as a result?
It would just go back to the same place, the same thing, wouldn't it? Like, back to Home Office cautions and back to being locked up, and there won't be a lot of girls out as there would be because you don't really want prostitution on your record, do you? But it's better like this, though, because then this, you know, we're all on agreement, but then it's fair because they're giving you a time and you have to stick to it, so if you go over that time, you've then got yourself to blame. Come back, baby! He can see me, he can hear me.
And that's what you do every night? You make your money and you score?
Yeah, but I do put some away for my daughter, though.
How would you feel if one day she told you, Mum, I'm working the street?
Honest opinion, it would kill me.
So it's 7 a.m. and the time when the managed area closes for the evening. And you can see, I mean, there's quite a lot of litter. There's kind of empty Coke cans and beer cans, condom wrappers. You can tell people arriving here now back to work in the morning that it's not really the environment they really want to come back to work to. You can see why a lot of people who work around here aren't too happy about this.
It's a difficult balance. Women like Chelsea would still be on these streets, with or without the new system. But the impact some feel the managed approach has had on this area's reputation may force its closure. Protection or prosecution? It's a choice Leeds is still grappling with.
Do you feel scared doing it?
I do, yeah, because obviously you don't know what type of man you're going to get next. And you may look alright, but then they could be nasty. So take a gamble with yourself at the end of the day. It's life or death, innit?
James Longman reporting.